Hey folks, welcome to another end-user tutorial video. In this video, we'll be taking an in-depth look at publishing content in OU Campus. In some previous videos, such as the version system video, I know we've covered publishing a little bit, but today we'll go into greater depth explaining the process, and we'll make sure to discuss all of the options that are available to you when you want to publish. First of all, let's review what publishing does in the first place. Since OU Campus is what's called a decoupled system, the changes that we make to our web pages inside the CMS do not immediately appear on the live website. These changes are saved to a separate location called the staging server, where you can make edits and even break things without fear of your web visitors seeing your page in this interim stage. When we've finished our edits and we're ready for the changes to appear on the live site, which is also called the production server, that's the time that we publish our page. So let's check out a page that I've already got ready to publish and take it from there. Say that I've just finished updating some content here on the Study Abroad page in my academics directory. It's still checked out to me, and I'm going to start things off by clicking the Publish button. The Publish button brings up the Publish dialog box, which has quite a few options inside of it. Before I click the Publish button at the bottom of the dialog, let's review all there is to see here. The first thing that you'll likely notice are these 4 buttons that appear in the dialog. These are the 4 available page checks that I can run to ensure some basic stuff, like spelling, are in good shape before we publish our page. The first 2 page checks, spelling and links, are pretty self-explanatory. Spelling runs a spell check across the entire page and ensures words are spelled correctly. The link check ensures that I don't have any broken links on my page. The other 2 checks are a little more advanced. W3C valid will make sure that the code of my page is valid according to the standards set by the W3C, which is the organization that sets web standards. Typically, there shouldn't be a need to worry about this check in normal practice, as the pages created using OU Campus are configured to produce valid code. The final check is accessibility, which makes sure that the page meets accessibility standards set forth in regulations like Section 508 of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Once again, there's probably not too much to worry about there if you're just editing basic content, as you probably wouldn't introduce any accessibility issues if you're just, editing content on your page or maybe adding a couple links or images. Notice that up above the checks, we have a button that we can click to run all checks at once. If I don't want to do that, I can click each button individually to run that check. The option in the drop-down menu next to Run All allows me to choose what output of the page I want to run those tests against. HTML is the default, and most of the time, there's no need to change away from that. I'll run a spell check here just to show you how things work. First, I'll make sure I'm running a spell check in the right language, and then I can click on the button. It'll run for a few seconds, and then I'll get my results. Ideally, I'd get no errors reported, but if I do have an error, I can view the report and see what things are misspelled, and then I can even add words to the dictionary, if they're actually spelled correctly. Now it looks like I misspelled scholarships, so let me just go back and fix that really quickly. Enter my main content region here, go to scholarships, spell that right. Okay, cool. Alright, now that's done, let's go ahead and go back to the Publish dialog box. Now that I'm done with my page checks, I can add my version description so others can know exactly what I did in this version of the page. This is highly useful, and I definitely recommend making a version description every time you publish a page, even if you're just fixing a typo or something small. Once I add my version description, I'll click Publish, and my page will get updated on the live server. When the publish finishes, you'll get this notification at the bottom of the screen that allows me to go directly to the page on my live site. I always like to click this as my final step just to make sure that everything looks as I expect. Upon review of our page, everything looks good, which is awesome. When I go back into OU Campus, notice that my page is no longer checked out to me. The system will check files back in after they've been published because it's likely that you're done editing a page after you've published it. Now that we've done a regular publish, let's see what it's like to schedule a publish at a later date and time. I can schedule a publish one of 2 ways. First, I can click the drop-down arrow in the Publish button and select Schedule from the menu. Alternatively, I can just click the Publish button normally and then navigate to the Schedule tab. Either way takes me to the same view. Once in the Schedule tab, I can set the date and time for the publish to occur. I can also set it to repeat right underneath that. Finally, I can configure a message that will be sent once the publish goes out. This message will only be sent to me, and I can choose whether I get it sent to my external email and via OU Campus's internal messaging system, or if it'll just send internally. Even though it's not shown in the same tab, don't forget to add a version description in the Final Check tab. It'll be added to the version system once the publish is triggered. After I click Schedule, the page will remain checked out to me until the publish is triggered, after which it'll be checked back into the system. I can cancel the scheduled publish after it's been set by clicking on this Remove Scheduled Publish button. This will cancel the scheduled publish and leave the file checked out to me. If I want to reschedule it, say at a different time or different date, I would need to cancel the scheduled publish and then reschedule it following the same steps that I just covered. Finally, there's one last thing that I can do when I publish a page. If my administrator has configured them, I may be able to send out a social media post at the same time as a page that I'm publishing. Let's see how this works. Clicking the Publish button, I can go to the Social Media tab. You can send posts to Facebook pages, and you can send out tweets to Twitter accounts. It looks like my administrator has configured both some Facebook accounts and some Twitter accounts that I could choose from. To send out a post, I can select a Twitter account and/or a Facebook page from the drop-down menus. Next, I'll compose my message that I'll send out. Finally, once that's done, I can add a shortened URL to my post that links to the page that I'm about to publish. This is optional, but I'll do it for this example. When that's done, I'll just click Publish. I could also do a scheduled publish with this, and it would behave as I've described earlier. Once we've clicked Publish, my page will get published as usual, complete with the version description and everything like that. I could view it on the production server, but we already saw how that worked, so I don't need to show that again. The other thing that's happened is that I've made a post to my social media accounts as soon as that page got published. If I go ahead and pull both of those accounts up here, we can see that my post has shown up here on my Facebook page and also here on my Twitter account. Clicking that shortened URL that I injected will take me back to my live page. So, there we have it, a summation of publishing your pages. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for videos about workflow, gadgets, and much more coming soon.